The Mausoleum of Galla Placidia is a rather interesting structure. From the outside, it is, well, quite plain, quite austere. It doesn't look like anything particularly remarkable. It is a central plan structure, in this case in the form of a Greek cross, so all four arms are of equal length. The windows, such as they are made of alabaster. They're not glass or any other material. And alabaster, while it isn't clear, is translucent. So light, or a certain amount of light, can pass through it. So this is showing us some of those cuts that we're seeing that we might have been used to in the Roman Empire. You'll notice we're 425, so technically the Roman Empire still exists, but really in name only at this point. Inside, however, is vastly different. Here you can see those alabaster windows and what they would look like from the inside. Really a remarkable effect. And what we're seeing is a structure where everything, where everything is covered in mosaic and marble, a really ornate structure as we look at it. The mosaic, of course, coming to us from Roman tradition. But what we're looking at is a specific lunette. So again, this arch, usually over a baptistry. And what we're seeing is an image that's still rooted in a lot of the classical tradition. So we see Jesus, in this case, for the first time in this class, we're seeing the use of a halo. That halo around his head is a symbol that this is not just a regular person, this is not just a shepherd, but rather someone with particular religious connotations. We see his staff, his usual shepherd's crook, replaced with a cross. He's seated among his flock. All imagery that we're used to. What should stand out to you, though, is the fact that he's wearing gold and violet or purple. That gold and violet or purple, the gold is getting at spirituality. It isn't necessarily physical material wealth, but rather purity. Remember, gold is the only metal that doesn't oxidize. It is considered pure. It has been since Mesopotamia. And so we're getting at that idea here. Jesus as a pure soul. The purple is reflecting the fact that A, he's going to be martyred, because of course he dies on the cross, but B, that he is a ruler. They're borrowing that imagery from the Roman Empire, the idea that the emperor was the only one who could wear a solid purple piece of cloth. So they're borrowing from the Romans to get across their ideas because they're focused more, again, on the idea of relatability, something that's easily read and understood rather than accuracy. They're not trying to create the historical Jesus. They're trying to get across a story or an idea. You'll notice that he has long hair, which would have been more the style for the time, but no facial hair. The Romans typically don't like facial hair throughout most of the empire, and we don't see Jesus with it, giving us this impression of a young man out among the flock. He almost stands out as not belonging there, and it gives us that symbolism of the flock, that he's not actually the shepherd, but he's symbolized as the shepherd. I know I'm getting into this and kind of going meta on this image, but that's sort of what we do in art history.